get an HD camera today.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Joe, well, actually, the car at the shop managed to work it, or Joe picked me up from school today.
Oh, I see.
And then he drove me over here and got us set up with that camera. That'll be, so what we've been using for a camera will be the backup camera. I think about the only thing you have to do is make sure you keep your eye on sometimes the HDMI cable will want to try to wiggle out of the HDMI port.
It'll do what?
Sometimes the HDMI cable will try to wiggle out of the HDMI port.
Okay.
But
Otherwise,
nothing to it. It's all, yeah, I mean, I tell you what, if what I'm seeing, and then what's kind of different about this one when we get to packing it away is that your viewfinder here, when we put it away, then slides in.
I see.
So, yeah, we get the good stuff today. I think the only other person that might be up here is, I think their athletic director will be doing the scoreboard.
Okay.
Hello and welcome, sports fans, to this live video streaming event from Table Rock Sports Productions in partnership with our local school districts and sponsors. I'm Jim McCoy. Got Johnny McCoy on the camera, coming to you live from Harry and David Field in Medford, Oregon. We thank you for joining us today. Welcome to the Lithia Superstore Game Day, powered by Siskiyou Cellular in Southern Oregon. Today we are featuring the Sheldon Irish versus the host South Medford Panthers. This game on TableRockSports.net is brought to you in partnership with our community business partners. Joe Brett is the executive producer for today's event. Please let our sponsors know you appreciate their support. And you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Search Table Rock Sports and click on the red subscribe button. We will let you know when games go live. It's kind of a handy feature to have. It's going to be a busy week of baseball after a little bit of time away from the broadcast booth. The Panthers in action today against the Irish, and they'll get ready to do it once again tomorrow against South Eugene. And then the big doubleheader on Saturday against their crosstown rival, the North Medford Black Tornado. Looking forward to bringing you all that action this week. It is going to be a blast. We're looking forward to seeing South in action once again. Last time we brought you South Medford baseball, they ended up pulling away from the 5A Ashland Grizzlies in a game where they used some patience at the plate to rally for the victory. They ended up with a 4-game losing streak, but that ended up being snapped as they took on what is now the number 3 team in the Oregon 6A, the Roseburg Indians. They got swept there. Game 1 of the doubleheader. Was talking with one of the South Medford assistants earlier today. They fought hard and put up a good fight in that. Just came up 1 run short. And today they're going to look to see if they can't get a brand new streak started. Warming up on the hill for the Panthers will be Cameron Sewell. He'll come in from his infield position, right-handed pitcher. He last saw action on the hill on Friday, threw 19 pitches in relief, so he's all set to go. Tristan Malari and Kyle Cope, the pitchers starting for South Medford and both ends of that twin bill against Roseburg. So it'll be Sewell on the mound. Senior, Sacramento State bound. Getting his warm-ups in, and he'll take on a Sheldon lineup that will shape up a little bit like something like this. Leading off and pitching will be Cade Welch. He'll be followed in the order by center fielder Nolan Miller. Hitting third will be the third baseman John Mueller. The cleanup man will be the shortstop Rylan Detzler. Hitting fifth will be Hunter Lansden, the left fielder. He'll be followed by Rocco Graziano playing first base. We'll have E.J. Peterson in right field hitting seventh. The number 8 man will be Asher Olson playing second base. And hitting ninth will be the catcher, Cooper Coleman. South Medford, defensively, the infield will look like this. We'll have Jones over at third, Jordan Sawyer at shortstop. Second base will be Kyle Cope. And at first will be Tristan Malari. The outfield from left to right will be Chance Ryan. And then we'll have Jake Mason, Cooper Mitchell on right. And behind the plate will be Havey. Standing in, right-handed hitter, is Cade Welch. Sewell comes to the plate. He catches the outside corner. Gets ahead in the count at 0-1. Sewell winds and fires. Ball lifted out to left field. Taking 2 steps in and reeling in the catch is Ryan, and we have one down in the inning. And that'll bring up Nolan Miller. Miller, left-handed hitter, wearing number 22, bouncing ball down to second base. Throw across is in time as Malari reaches to his right, and we've got 2 down. For you practitioners of the lost art of scoring, the play goes 4-3, and that'll bring up third baseman John Mueller. Bouncing ball up the middle, and this one will sneak underneath the glove of Cope. So the Irish with their first hit of the game. And that'll bring in Rylan Detzler, shortstop. Left-handed hitter. Edging off of first is the runner Mueller. Next pitch, that's low. So Detzler getting ahead here with Lansden on deck. Pitch inside. Count goes 3-0. Irish 3-2 so far in league play on the season. And here, Detzler draws the walk. And that'll bring up Lansden. So 2 on with 2 down. Top of the first. For Sewell, that is 5 consecutive balls that he has thrown here in the inning. As we just get underway, sometimes it takes a pitcher a little time to get sighted in. This time he catches the corner as the count evens up at 1-1. Pitch inside as Lansden gets ahead in the count. The first baseman, Rocco Graziano, on deck. Ball hit in the air on the infield. Calling for it is the man on the hill, Sewell. And that will close it out for the Irish here in the top of the first. No runs, 1 base hit, no Panther errors. We'll be back with the home half of the first right after these messages.
Cellular prepaid, our plans have no extra fees, like our lowest priced unlimited plan at just $40 a month. So don't get surprised by other providers and their extra fees. Plus, with our unlimited plans, you get your choice of a free Galaxy A14 5G or Moto G Power. With US Cellular Prepaid, what you see is what you get.
No extra fees and no surprises with US Cellular at Siskiyou, the Rogue Valley's exclusive authorized agent for US Cellular. Visit souscellular.com for details.
Bill's Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
Bottom of the first, and the batting order for South Medford is as follows. Leading off and playing left field today will be Chance Ryan. He'll be followed in the order by the pitcher Cameron Sewell. Hitting third and playing catcher is Elijah Havey. The cleanup man will be the right fielder Cooper Mitchell. He'll be followed in the order by the first baseman Tristan Malari. Playing over at third base will be Gannon Jones. Then we'll have Sam Thompson, the designated hitter today. Playing second base will be Kyle Cope. He'll be followed by Jake Mason, the center fielder. And then Jordan Sawyer will be playing short today. Standing in will be the left fielder Ryan. He'll get his first look at Cade Welch. Ryan getting ahead in the count. Showing good patience there. Getting a good look at Welch and his array of pitches. Ryan gunning to become the first runner of the day for the Panthers. He'll take all the way on that one as it runs the count to 3-1. We have a hitter's count now at 3-1. Sewell, the pitcher, on deck. A little breezy out here out of Harry and David, and what has overall been kind of a mildly windy day, I guess you could say, here in Medford. So far in the early season, we have seen the wind really play havoc with it. Looking at the next pitch is Ryan. So the leadoff man aboard for South Medford in the bottom of the first. And that'll bring up Cameron Sewell. Sewell, one of those players you'll see playing a little bit of everywhere. You'll see him at shortstop. You'll see him at second base. You'll even see him out in center field from time to time. But today, he's getting the start on the mound for South Medford. And now he has an opportunity to help his own cause with Ryan, the runner at first. First pitch, fouled back to the screen. Welch gets ahead here. Little line drive out to right field. And making the catch for Sheldon, closing the glove on it, is E.J. Peterson. And then they also get the runner. So a double play, a pitcher's best friend. So Sewell flies out. Ryan caught off. Bouncing ball down to the shortstop. Throw across the infield is in time. So Welch faces the minimum. As the Panthers go down in the first, it's a 0-0 ball game. We'll be back with the top of the second right after this.
What do you do when you get injured in a motorcycle accident and you need legal help? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Get ready for winter's snowy, icy, slippery roads at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We've stocked up on over 100 quality pre-owned trucks and SUVs, and every pre-owned 4x4 and all-wheel drive in stock is sale price. Many are still under factory warranty or come with our 60-day, 3,000-mile comprehensive used vehicle warranty. And our finance experts are ready to help with a quick, easy, and hassle-free process with great finance options. Be safe, warm, and secure this winter. Get to the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
So what do you do when you get injured on the job and need to know your rights with workers' compensation? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Here at Harry and David, we've got the Irish and the Panthers going at it on this overcast Monday afternoon. Like I was saying to the coaches here, at least the wind is a little warmer today. Thankfully, as a look ahead toward the weekend, it looks like for the big north-south doubleheader, it looks like we might have some nice weather on Saturday now. As Graziano, the first baseman, will lead off the top of the second. Pitch off the plate, gets Graziano ahead. Comes to the plate, bouncing ball down to third. Third baseman takes a couple of steps, makes the tag, and the leadoff hitter is down in the top of the second. Graziano grounds out. And that'll bring up E.J. Peterson. He'll be followed in the order by Asher Olson. First pitch outside. Sewell winds, fires. That one fell off to the right. Just in time for the spring sports season. Table Rock Sports welcomes Dutch Bros to our sponsor lineup. Now when you enjoy your favorite Dutch Bros treats, you will also be helping connect high school sports fans and teams through Table Rock Sports. Peterson almost looking like he kind of leaned at, lest there be any doubt. Pitch will end up going for a ball as the count goes 2-1. This one pounded into the plate. And now that will even it up at 2-2. Peterson, open stance. Seeing Havey there behind the plate today. We've been seeing him a lot at third, and he also saw some action in relief on Saturday against Roseburg. Full count, payoff pitch coming. And Sewell gets him. Two down in the inning. For Sewell, that is his first strikeout of the day. And that'll bring up the second baseman, Asher Olson. Right-handed hitter stands in. Looks at the first pitch, gets ahead. Sewell working that outside corner, levels it up, add 1-1. Swing and a miss. Sewell one pitch away from closing out the top of the second. And the next pitch, he rings him up for strike three. So for the Irish, 3 up, 3 down. And we'll be back with the bottom of the second on the other side of this break.
Hey, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Time has taken its toll on your once beautiful windows. It's time to team up with Elizabeth Brett and Renewal by Andersen and upgrade your outlook on the world. Design experts like Elizabeth work with Renewal's trained installers and industry-leading products to ensure a client-friendly process. Transform the look, efficiency, and value of your property, just as these homeowners have done. Elizabeth and the Renewal team will be with you every step of the way, from design to completion of the install.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Brett. Call me at the number below to schedule your design consultation.
To the bottom of the second we go. Jim McCoy along with Johnny McCoy getting ready to stand in. He is the right fielder and the cleanup hitter for Coach Moody and company. Cooper Mitchell looks at ball one. Welch now brings things even at 1-1. That pitch bores in on Mitchell, and he'll take the walk down to first base. The leadoff hitter aboard for South Medford, and that'll bring up Tristan Malari. Malari at first base today, left-handed hitter. Shows bunt. Pitch goes for a strike. Throw over to first. Mitchell giving the equipment manager a little bit of work to do as he gets the little infield dirt on the uniform. Count even at 1-1. Today's game is brought to you by Schlesinger and DeVilleneuve, attorneys with practices throughout Southern Oregon, and the Southern Oregon Sports Commission's Know Your Role campaign, promoting respectful behavior at youth sporting events. Count 1-2 now to Malari. He lays off of that one, and meanwhile, Mitchell scampers on down to second base. First man in scoring position on the day for South Medford. Ball hit in the air to shallow center field, running in on it and making the play. Nolan Miller there, running in on it, recording the out. So the runner, Mitchell, will remain at second. And that'll bring up Gannon Jones. Pitch inside. He looks at that one to get ahead at 1-0. Pitch fouled off to the right. South in that doubleheader defeat at the hands of Roseburg on Saturday lost 3-2 and then 5-0. And you got to know that one of the things that Coach Moody and his staff and the team's working on is a little bit of offensive consistency. You see some games where they really bring it out. And there have been other games where they've struggled to string together rallies. Right now, Jones showing patience at the plate as he gets ahead 3-1. Welch looks back to second base. Mitchell over there. No, I'm not going anywhere. Three and one offering. That catches the inside corner as the count goes full at 3-2. Little ground ball to the right side. Second baseman there to make the play is Olson, throwing over to Graziano. And there's two down. as the runner Mitchell advances to third. That'll bring up Thompson, the designated hitter today. We'll also see him over at first base, allowing Coach Moody to go lefty-righty at the position. Meanwhile, line drive finds the gap out toward right center field. A run will score. And Thompson gets the first hit of the game, which drives in the first run. So Thompson gets his team ahead as Mitchell scores. And now that'll bring up the second baseman, Kyle Cope. Cope ahead in the count right now at 2-0. See a little bit more sunlight out there. Cope will watch that one go by as the count goes 2-1. On deck hitter is the center fielder, Jake Mason. Bouncing ball up the middle. Deflects, but Welch showing off his arm there. Quickly throws over to first. Registers the out. And that will do it for the Panthers here in the bottom of the second, but not before they put a run on the board and they lead in the ball game 1-0. We'll take a timeout and then we'll be right back in 60 seconds.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Come enjoy the patio weather and a brand new menu at Tap Rock Northwest Grill, where friends and family gather and memories are made. Come visit us today or visit our website.
Spring sports action is brought to you by our title sponsor, Lithia Superstore Jeep Dodge Chrysler. Visit lithiasuperstore.com to find your next ride. And our presenting sponsor, Siskiyou Cellular of Southern Oregon, with 7 locations to serve you. Just as we have a little bit of breeze blowing, Cameron Sewell now with a little bit of wind in his sails as his team has given him a 1-0 lead to work with. And he'll start out the catcher, Cooper Coleman, the number 9 hitter in the order, with a strike. It'll contact, pulls it inside the third base line, goes down on the corner, throw in from left field. And Coleman leads off the top of the third with a double, first extra base hit of the day. So Coleman representing the tying run down to second base, and to the top of the order we go. For the pitcher, Cade Welch. Welch will look at a ball as he gets ahead. South Medford looking for their first conference victory of the year. They have an overall record of 5-4. All those 5 wins of the non-conference variety, with a loss to Grants Pass and the sweep by Roseburg. Throw over to second base. Looks like from here they got him. And they do. So a good heads-up play by the Panthers. And they erase the scoring threat as Coleman gets picked off. Welch gets ahead in the count. 2-1. So big play defensively for South Medford. And Sewell evens it up at 2-2. Mentioning South Medford's record earlier, Sheldon coming in with a conference record of 3-2, but unlike the Panthers, they have a losing overall record of 5-6. Sheldon riding a 2-game winning streak as they swept South Eugene on Saturday by scores of 3-0 and 7-5. They got swept by North Medford. And taking the walk down to first base, drawing the bases on balls is Welch. For Sewell, that is the second walk he surrendered today. Countered by 2 strikeouts, and now that'll bring up Nolan Miller. Miller grounded out to second in his first at bat. Ground ball finds the gap, and it's a base hit. Miller with a little cue shot. And that'll send Welch down to second. So the go-ahead run is aboard with Mueller, who's 1 for 1 today, getting his second look at Cameron Sewell. Pitch fouled away. Count goes 1-1. Sewell has gotten his fair share of ground balls today, and nothing would help him more here than an inning-ending double play. Sewell pitches inside as the count goes 2-1. Out of the stretch to the plate. Advantage Mueller. Next pitch, hit towards right field. That ends up out of play. That'll run the count full at 3-2. Ryland Detzler on deck, the Irish shortstop. Fouled away. Mueller stays alive. Light schedule of action in 6A baseball today. In the Pacific Conference, Newburgh and Sherwood going at it, while we have McMinnville against Century. And a strike, the big K for Cameron Sewell, his third of the day. He got the out he needed there. And now that'll bring up Ryland Detzler. Detzler walked in his first plate appearance today. Just a shade inside is Sewell as the count goes 1-0. Detzler, the hitter, with Lansden on deck. Count goes to 2-0. Next pitch off the plate. See, a little bit of frustration on Sewell's part. Taking all the way is Detzler, as that'll run the count 3-1. Pitch inside, and down to first goes Detzler. That'll load the bases now. Big opportunity here for Hunter Lansden, the left fielder, who popped up to Sewell. 0 for 1 on the day. First pitch off the plate. Havey, the experienced catcher there, does a nice job of keeping it in front of him. Count 1-0. Top of the third, bases loaded, 2 out. Well, Lansden takes. He's now ahead 2-0, and South Medford Brain Trust going to have a little conversation with Mr. Sewell. Sure, no doubt, one part calming him down, another part reviewing where the plays are, maybe another part talking about what to pitch him. Oh, to be a fly on the walls for some of those conversations. Lansden ahead of the count, 2-0. Bases loaded. Irish looking for their first run of the game. Sewell gets that one over, and the count goes 2-1. Comes to the plate. And that'll run the count even now at 2-2. One thing you can say for Sewell today, he's been in a couple of jams, but he's got the pitch he's needed when he's needed it. And he strikes him out. Lansdon and the Irish leave the bases full. South Medford maintains a 1-0 lead. We'll take a timeout and be back with the home half of the third inning right after these messages.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
Any time is a good time to plan your funeral, except at the time of the funeral. At Conger Morris, we know that there are so many advantages to planning ahead. It eases the burden on our families at their worst time. Pre-planning also alleviates their stress, knowing the funeral costs are already taken care of. And it allows your service to be more meaningful, with all of your wishes being taken care of. Call us today for personalized assistance in creating your own plan. Conger Morris, we'll always be there.
Bottom of the third. It'll be Jake Mason, followed by Chance Ryan and Cameron Sewell. Mason will foul that off wide of first. Jake playing center field today. Early in the season, we saw him over in left. Next pitch, inside as it goes even at 1-1. Coach Moody shuffling the deck a little bit after some key pieces graduated from last year's team. Tanner Douglas and Jace Miller, Carson Joe. Some of the names moving on to the college ranks. Fly ball out to shallow right field, running over and closing the glove on it. Making the play is E.J. Peterson. And there's one away. Chance Ryan, who walked in his first plate appearance of the day, comes up. 1-1 the count. As the Panthers come back around to the top of the batting order. Little cap spinner there as Ryan gets ahead in the count, 2-1. Ball popped up over in the direction of the Irish dugout, and that will end up out of play over the screen as the count goes level now at 2-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Ryan. And that'll bring up Cameron Sewell. Pitch outside. Sewell hit a fly ball out to right field that Peterson made a good play on as he fouls this one away to even things up at 1-1. Today's game is brought to you in part by Avista Utilities and our friends from Pinnacle 365. Use your Peak Rewards to save on gas and snacks on your next road trip. Sewell gets aboard. So with 2-1 down, a runner on. And that'll bring up Elijah Havey. Havey, 0 for 1, grounded to short. His first time up today. Throw over to first, and Sewell is a guy with the athleticism that you do have to be mindful of him. Welch comes to the plate. Count evens up at 1-1. Havey watches that one. Now he's ahead in the count. Looks down to the third base coach. Runner goes. And with the head first dive into second base, Sewell in scoring position. South Medford looking to try to extend their 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the third. Ground ball kind of off the mound. Detzler throws across the infield, shows off the arm, and he gets there in time, and that will do it for the Panthers in the bottom of the third. It remains a 1-0 ball game. And we'll be back with more Oregon High School baseball here on TableRockSports.net in just 1 minute.
Dear Dad, today was hard. You know how much I love you, and you know how much I love sports. I was afraid to say this to your face, but I heard you yelling again from the stands during my game. You were shouting at the coach, the refs, even the other parents. It embarrasses me when you yell at everyone. It really stresses me out. I love sports. I love to play, and I love my team. I want us both to enjoy the game, win or lose. But we can't if you always lose your temper. I hope you can cheer for me and the other players. It's about more than just the score. It's about us all enjoying the experience. I hope you can join me for my next game. I really want you to be there. Love, Katie.
For almost 50 years, Bill's Glass has been the clear choice in Southern Oregon for your home, vehicle, or business needs. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass supports our schools and our communities. Cameron Sewell comes out to face down the Irish here in the top of the fourth. He'll see Graziano, Peterson, and Olson. Sewell winds and fires. Pounds it in the dirt wide of third. As Sewell gets ahead 0-1. Graziano grounded to third his first time up. That pitch inside. Sewell with success today on that outer portion of the plate against the right-handed hitters. And he gets ahead here at 1-2. Leadoff hitter in the inning. That one outside as the count goes even. Sewell in 3+ innings. He's walked 3, struck out 4. Some of those strikeouts coming at critical times. Pitch off the plate, and the count goes full at 3-2. Graziano, who's played to pull, ends up hitting that one off to the right. Keeps himself alive. Bouncing ball down to shortstop. Throw across the infield. And digging it out. Malari there as we have one down. Bang, bang play for South Medford. Sawyer with some good glove work there. Also some good glove work there to reel it in by Malari. Play goes 6-3. Now here's Peterson. Immediately gets right on that first pitch. And Sewell gets ahead. 0-1. Ball is the call by the home plate umpire. That'll level the count at 1-1. There's a strike for Cameron as he gets ahead at 1-2. While South Medford is looking at getting things pieced together offensively, one thing that they find themselves in good shape with is that's popped up in the air. Malari's going to try to make a play on it here. Heads over towards the fence, closes the glove on it, and there's 2 gone. But Malari and Sewell, along with Cope, and then we see Lewis out of the bullpen, that South Medford not short on good pitching. And now the hitters, the second baseman, Olson. He struck out his first time up. That one gets underneath the glove of Sawyer, the shortstop, as Olson gets aboard. So 1 on with 2 down. And that'll bring up the catcher, Cooper Coleman. Coleman, 1 for 1 on the day. He doubled, but was later picked off by the pitcher Sewell. Pitch outside, but Havey there with the good reflexes. 1-0 the count as Sewell now comes to the plate out of the stretch. And he evens things up at 1-1. Runner goes. Throw down to second. Olson got a great jump on the play. That throw wide of the bag, but the Panthers doing a good job of backing up the play to limit the damage on it. Count now even up at 2-2 with 2 gone. Runner at second. Representing the tying run for the Sheldon Irish. Pitch high and outside. 3-2 the count now. The next offering off target. Coleman now will make his way to second base here in the top of the 4th. And we'll go to the top of the order in Cade Welch. 0 for 1 on the day with a fly ball to left and a walk. Ball hit out to right field, calling for it. Making the play is Mitchell. So once again, the Panthers dodge a bullet here, and they remain ahead in the game 1-0. Stick around. We've got more baseball coming your way on the other side of this timeout here on TableRockSports.net.
It's game day or a family get-together. Sherm's has the quality products and prices that will make you cheer. Sherm's Thunderbird Market, Medford's original discount grocery store.
We love our sports here.
It's our responsibility to keep them great. And we need you to know your role.
You can be a player.
You can be a coach. You can be a spectator.
Or an official.
But you only get to be one. Know your role.
Parents, release your kid to the game.
It's my experience.
Don't yell at the refs. They have a hard job.
Know your role.
Players, respect your opponents.
Love to play, win or lose.
Know your role.
So what do when you get injured in a motorcycle accident and you need legal help? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
It's a 1-0 ball game, and we go to the bottom of the 4th. Panthers leading the ball game 1-0. The man who scored the lone run so far on the day, Cooper Mitchell, comes up to the plate. He was hit by a pitch his first time up and came around and scored on a single by Sam Thompson. And it's deja vu all over again. Mitchell sheds his padding and heads down to first base. Leadoff man on for Tristan Malari, who flew out to center field his first time up. He shows bunt, but lays off, gets ahead in the count. Next pitch. From here, it looked like it just missed as the count goes 2-0. Throw over to first. Sheldon, coached by Joshua Riley, assisted by Craig Smith, Michael Washburn, and Tyler Martell. Finding the gap, going the opposite way is Malari, and he's on with a base hit. Hits have come at a premium for the Panthers today, but he gets one there, so now there's two aboard, nobody out. Gannon Jones, who's playing the hot corner today, is up, grounded out. His first time up. He shows bunt, falls behind on the count, 0-1. So you have Mitchell down in second, Malari over at first. Jones at the plate. Holds up, and the count now even at 1-1. On deck hitter is a man who got a hit earlier today that produced the runs, Thompson, the DH. That one, it fell down the line. So with 2 strikes, that'll likely take the bunt out of the equation. That one sails behind the hitter. And now we're even up at 2-2. Next pitch fouled off to the right. Like he kind of golf shotted it there, and goes out of play. Count remains even at 2-2. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th. Jones staying alive. Opportunity here to extend his team's lead. That one inside as it runs the count full at 3-2. Jones hits that one in the air. Out to left center field. Over there making the play is Nolan Miller, and there's one down. For a moment there, looked like it had a little bit of promise to it, but just kind of hung up there. And now a ground ball hit down to third base. They get the lead runner at third. Throw over to first is in time. Thompson grounds into the double play. And that'll do it for the Panthers here in the bottom of the 4th. They still lead, though, in the ball game by a score of 1-0. We'll pause for messages, and then we'll be right back here on TableRockSports.net.
The days grow long, calling you to pack a bag, grab the kids, and hit the road to Southern Oregon. Your journey begins when you travel Medford.
This is Jake. He's a serious cyclist training for his next race. Each morning, Jake takes his bike on the bus to work. By not owning a car, Jake is saving nearly $1,000 a month in gas, car payments, insurance, and repair. The money he saves allows him to participate in the Race for a Cure for breast cancer. With every ride he takes, he's 1 mile closer to crossing the finish line on behalf of his mom. Way to go, Jake.
There's a time machine that takes you back to a world just a few streets wide. So dive into the past and let them see the world through a simpler lens called Southern Oregon. Their adventure begins when you travel Medford.
Harry and David Field, Jim McCoy, Johnny McCoy on the camera. We go to the top of the 5th inning. South Medford holding it down with a 1-0 lead. The center fielder, Nolan Miller, will lead things off. He'll be followed by John Mueller and Ryland Detzler. Miller with a good eye there. Gets ahead in the count, 2-0. Here comes Sewell. Pitch outside as the count now goes 3-0. On 4 straight pitches, Nolan Miller heads down to first base. For Sewell, that will be his 4th walk of the day against 4 strikeouts. Nobody out, and here is Mueller. He'll hit a ball in the air out to right field. Mitchell sizes it up, reels it in, and there's one gone. One on with one out, and a man who's walked twice today, Ryland Detzler, the shortstop, is up. Runner goes. Looked like they might have been thinking hit and run there. It's fouled off as the count goes 0-1. Throw to first, and they got him in a rundown. Malari with it. Chases him down to second. And he can't quite get to him. So now the tying run in scoring position as Miller got caught off there. Malari, no doubt, thought he could catch up to him in time, and Miller eludes him. There's a strike as Sewell gets ahead at 0-2. See if he couldn't get him chasing there, but Detzler lets it go. Hitter calls time, and now he'll step back in. Out of the stretch, here comes Sewell. Bouncing ball down to short. That's going to be a tough play. And Sawyer, thinking better of it, holds on to it. So Detzler on with an infield hit, and we've got runners at the corners with one down. Hunter Lansden, 0 for 2. Runner scampers on down to second. Everybody's attention kind of gotten, sounds like a shot went off or something, or a backfire. Suddenly a few young fans are eager to go check it out. Meanwhile, comebacker, and we've got a rundown down at third base. We'll get the lead runner, and now you're going to try to get a play and try to get you got two runners they're trying to catch. And we get a play. Oh my goodness, I'm not even going to attempt to score that. Beej, where are you when we need you? But in the most unusual and unique of fashions, the South Medford Panthers get out of the inning after a threat by the Irish. After 4.5, it's a 1-0 ball game. We'll take a timeout, and then we'll be right back.
I'm Pat Cox with Sherm's Food Stores. The employees of Sherm's are proud to be part of your community.
We have thousands of customers in our stores every day, and our checkers know a lot of them on a first-name basis. They tend to enjoy what they do, and they love it, so it reflects in how they treat the customer.
If you live anywhere in Southern Oregon, there's a Sherm's store near you. We hope to see you soon.
If you shop with us, you will save money.
Daily adventure starts at Pinnacle 365. Accelerate your day with morning motivation, that midday pick-me-up pit stop. Plus, earn free rewards with our Peak Rewards app. And when you buy Red Bull, Old Wisconsin Jerky, and many other items, you'll accumulate big savings on fuel. With locations in Oregon and California, we are here to keep you energized throughout the day. And with our Peak Rewards app, we'll help you travel further for less, keeping more money in your pockets. Daily adventures are better with Pinnacle 365.
Bottom of the 5th. Coming up, it'll be Mitchell, Mallory, and Jones. Mitchell pops this one in the air. Graziano can't quite get there. And the count goes 0-2. Hey, fans, when you need a bite before or after games in Medford, mark April 24th on your calendar. That's the day you will have two great Elmer's locations to serve you. On Biddle Road and the new location at 68 East Stewart Avenue, operated by the Thomason Hospitality Group. Check out the new Elmer's next at the Harry and David Country Store. Soft line drive there, running back and hauling it in is the pitcher Welch. One down in the inning. And actually, the hitter there is Mason. Mason grounds to the right side. He's out. And there are two gone. So I incorrectly identified Mitchell as the hitter earlier. Actually, that was Kyle Cope. And then Mason with the ground out there, 4-3. Two down to the off top of the order that we go, and Ryan, who's 0 for 1 on the day, including a walk, looks at strike one. Next pitch, he gets that one over as the count goes 0-2. So our pitchers duel here this afternoon. Sewell getting the big plays when he's needed them to overcome the Irish base runners. Meanwhile, Welch gets the strikeout there, and he's had an efficient game. That's just his second strikeout, but he's only given up one walk and 3 hits. He gets out of the inning here, and now we'll go to the top of the 6th with the Panthers leading 1-0.
This is Maya. As an embedded systems engineering student at Rogue Community College, Maya spends a lot of time in the lab, learning circuit design and making great connections with her instructors and classmates. By riding the bus and not owning a car, Maya saves almost $1,000 a month. RVTD helps Maya get to and from class safely and easily, enabling her to invest in her bright future at Oregon Tech. Way to go, Maya!
Don't stop! Get it! Taco puts our greatness in!
Get a little Dutch Bros in here.
Another day, another Dutch Bros.
Oh my God, that is so good. So worth it. Oh my God.
It's pretty freaking dope, dude. I love every single day of it.
Top of the 6th. Sheldon with Graziano, Peterson, and Olson due up. Sheldon has had its opportunities this afternoon, but have been unable to capitalize. Their biggest threat came in the most recent inning, but they found themselves caught in a rundown, and the Panthers catching a break. Graziano, meanwhile, grounded out twice today. Swing and a miss on the first pitch. Unofficially, we have Sheldon with 5 hits on the day. South Medford with 3. Ball hit in the air. Malari sizing it up. And there's one down. E.J. Peterson, the hitter. 0 for 2 today. Struck out and popped up the first. Pitch goes outside. Man, the count goes 1-1. Bouncing ball down to third. Jones stays on top of it. Throws across the infield, and he gets the out. Good heads-up play defensively by Gannon Jones. And now we've got 2 out in the inning. And that'll bring up Asher Olson. He 1 for 2 today. Struck out and single. Also has a stolen base to his credit. Pitch fouled away as the count goes 0-1. Both of these teams will be in action tomorrow. After playing South Medford today, Sheldon will be visiting Roseburg tomorrow. The Panthers, meanwhile, right here. Make sure you come on down if you can. To take on South Eugene. Here at Table Rock Sports, we'll be bringing the action your way, so make sure you look us up if you can't make it. Ball popped up. Shallow infield. Converging on it is Mitchell to make the play. 3 up, 3 down. A nice inning for Sewell and the Panthers. And we'll be right back after these messages.
Game day adventure starts at Pinnacle 365. Kick off your day with some morning motivation. Then add some crunch to your game day with mouth-watering crispy crunchy chicken party meals. Featuring bone-in, tenders, and wings. Make sure you remember the biscuits. You're sure to be the hit of the party when you show up with the crispy crunchy chicken party meal. Plus, with our Peak Rewards app, you can be earning savings on fuel for your next fill-up. Enjoy your game day adventures more at Pinnacle 365.
Are you an honorably discharged U.S. veteran? If so, did you know that you and your spouse could save approximately $5,000 by taking advantage of using a VA National Cemetery? You and your spouse get a grave or urn space, grave lining, opening and closing, headstone, and perpetual care, all free. Conger Morris can assist you with making all final arrangements and also help with other benefits that you and your spouse are entitled to as a veteran. Call Conger Morris or visit one of the offices.
To the home half of the 6th inning we go. Panthers will come up with Cameron Sewell, Elijah Havey, and Cooper Mitchell, the number 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Panthers. Sewell ahead in the count. Two and 0 for today's starting pitcher. We'll get a chance once the school's season has concluded and he's walked across the platform. He'll be playing for the Medford Rogues this summer before going on to Sacramento State. Sewell watches that pitch, and the count goes full at 3-2. Next pitch inside. And Sewell leads off the bottom of the 6th with a walk. That'll bring up Havey. Havey has grounded out twice today. He'll lay down the bunt down the third base side. Perfectly executed sacrifice. And it looks like an interference call, obstruction. You could see Sewell down there pleading his case. The umpire taking stock of the situation, and he awards third base to Sewell. That'll bring Coach Riley out of the dugout for a little discussion with the third base umpire. Havey with a perfectly executed sacrifice bunt. One down, and that will give the Panthers an opportunity to extend their tenuous 1-0 lead. Discussion over the call continues. And it looks like the home plate umpires have saying, okay, you've said your piece. Now it's time to move on. So now they're going to have a little discussion, a little sidebar there between the home plate umpire and Coach Riley. And without any further ado, the proceedings come to a close, and that'll bring up Mitchell. He's been hit by a pitch twice today. Gets ahead of the count here, 1-0. Runner at third, Sewell, with one down. Welch, who for the most part has had pretty control of his pitches today, has had some trouble with Mitchell here, and suddenly Cooper finds himself ahead 3-0. That one's in for a strike. 3-1 now. Mitchell, the hitter, with Tristan Malari on deck. Pitch fouled away as the count goes full at 3-2. And getting the big K is Cade Welch. And there's two down. We've seen Sewell work his way through some jams today, and Welch with some timely pitching of his own. Mitchell goes down on strikes. Malari, who is 1 for 2, pulls that one to the right. First baseman Graziano has a little bit of trouble with it, but collects it in enough time to run over the bag and register the out, and that'll do it for the Panthers. After 6 full, it's still a 1-0 ball game. We'll take a 60-second break, and then we'll be back with more here on TableRockSports.net.
Hey, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Make sure a visit to Tap Rock Northwest Bar and Grill on the banks of the Rogue River is included after your next game. First-class food and a new menu waits for you at Tap Rock. Sheldon, one more opportunity here to try to get on the board, trailing 1-0 against South Medford. Unofficially here from the booth, we've got Sewell working on a 5-hitter. He's given up 4 walks. First pitch of the inning catches the corner, strike 1. Cooper Coleman, the catcher. He'll even it up now at 1-1. Coleman with a double and a walk. And he gets this one to drop in to left field for the base hit. If you're an Irish fan, that's just what the doctor ordered. They'll go ahead and lead off the would-be final frame with a base hit. And that will bring up today's pitcher, the leadoff hitter in the order, Cade Welch. Flied out twice and drawn a walk. Shows bunt, throw over to first. Sewell out of the stretch. Welch shows bunt. As Sewell gets ahead. Play to the right of the infield. They work for the lead runner, and he's safe. Sewell trying to get the lead runner. But his throw wide of the bag. So now Welch is at first. And you have Coleman, the catcher, at second. At this moment, all the Irish need to tie this up is 1. Conference on the mound. Some big defensive plays have come to the rescue for the Panthers in this ball game. And with nobody out and 2 aboard, they could use one here. Nolan Miller, he walked his last time up. Center fielder, left-hander standing in against the right-hander Sewell. He shows bunt, and that one ends up going foul. So the count will go 0-1. Miller looking down to third for the signs and now stands back in. Again, shows bunt. This pitch in tight, and that'll even it up at 1-1. 2 aboard, top of the 7th. Panthers leading in a 1-0 ball game. Back to the hill, throw over to third. They get the lead runner. So now the Panthers one step closer. So you have runners first and second, 1 out, 1-0 ball game. And John Mueller, the hitter. Pitch goes for a ball. It's 1-0. Fouled off to the right. Even it goes at 1-1. Looks like we got Jake Lewis headed down to the South Medford bullpen. Ball hit out towards right field. That one sails out of play. And now the count goes at 1-2. Sewell and the Panthers have been dancing on the head of a pin all afternoon long. See if they can't do it one more time. Pitch outside for a ball, 2-2. Mueller singled, struck out. Hit a fly ball to right field, reeled in by Mitchell. Sewell comes to the plate. Fly ball out to center field. Jake Mason scampers in and makes the catch. So the Irish down to their last out. Nonetheless, a dangerous situation if you're a Panthers fan. Ryland Detzler, 1 for 1 with 2 walks today. Pitch outside. Havey keeping an eye on the runner at second. Detzler now ahead, 1-0. Sewell comes to the plate. That one catches the inside corner as the count goes 1-1. Looked like a close call there, and it goes Sewell's way to level the count. Next pitch, ground ball. Trying to flag it down. As Sawyer, the shortstop. But it stays in the infield, but now the bases are loaded with 2 down. And coming up, the left fielder, Hunter Lansden. First pitch. Lansden showing patience, gets ahead. Big drama here in the top of the 7th. Sewell comes to the plate, and he gets it over. And that'll even the count now at 1-1. Sewell out of the stretch. That one inside. Two and one your count now with the bases loaded. Sewell, the pitch. And he gets the strike, and the count goes 2-2. Sewell, the pitch. Swing and a miss, and the Panthers win. That sequence there, a microcosm of how the day has gone. The Irish have gotten runners aboard, but Sewell making the big pitches, the defense making the big plays just when they needed them. So South Medford picks up their first conference win of the season in defeating the Sheldon Irish 1-0. We'll take a quick timeout, and when we come back, we'll be back with your post-game wrap-up right after this.
What do you do when you get injured in a motorcycle accident and you need legal help? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Get ready for winter's snowy, icy, slippery roads at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We've stocked up on over 100 quality pre-owned trucks and SUVs, and every pre-owned 4x4 and all-wheel drive in stock is sale priced. Many are still under factory warranty or come with our 60-day, 3,000-mile comprehensive used vehicle warranty. And our finance experts are ready to help with a quick, easy, and hassle-free process with great finance options. Be safe, warm, and secure this winter. Get to the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
So what do you do when you get injured on the job and need to know your rights with workers' compensation? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
The South Medford Panthers riding the right arm of Cameron Sewell to victory in a 1-0 decision earned against the Sheldon Irish. Sewell kept the runs off the board, surrendered 4 walks. Unofficially, we have him for 4 strikeouts. Actually make that 5. And none bigger right at the end of the game with the bases loaded in the top of the 7th to pick up the win. With that, South Medford now has an overall record of 6-4 and a league mark of 1-3. The Irish fall to a league record of 3-3 and 5-7 overall. The big hit of the day, it was Sam Thompson. His single brings home Cooper Mitchell to help pick up the win. I invite you to once again tune in to Table Rock Sports tomorrow as they get set to take on South Eugene. And again, that will be a home date. So if you're in town, if you're around, come on out and enjoy some South Medford baseball. And again, that'll be on TableRockSports.net. So make sure you come and join us if you can't be here tomorrow. We'd like to thank you for watching today's live streaming action. We'd like to thank James Joy, the South Medford High School Athletic Director, for hosting the Lithia Superstore Game of the Night on TableRockSports.net, today's broadcast. Our next sports presentation, again, will be tomorrow as the Panthers take on South Eugene. The final score on your John L. Scott scoreboard. It shows South Medford 1, Sheldon nothing. This has been a presentation of Table Rock Sports. Executive producer is Joe Brett. With Johnny McCoy, I'm Jim McCoy saying thanks for watching and good night from Harry and David Field in Medford, Oregon.